Hey guys, Beastforce here and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown as we're going to look through the last 8 11-minute episodes of season 2 of Phineas and Ferb while we get to 2 specials, which will have a video on its own while we do the charts and the updates. And there are many bangers like The Maze, Meet Max Bolton, A Split Personality, Brain Drain, and then we get to Candace Gets Busted, which I have no words really. And we have gone past the 104th episode, which is actually the 104 days of summer, which is supposed to be, but some of them could be dream episodes, which doesn't count. But overall, the continuity, when it comes to that, it's very inconsistent, but when it comes to the story and remembering, it's still very consistent. If this is your first breakdown and you're curious to know how the rating system was, there's a detailed description down below, along with my other videos in my playlist from previous times. The 104th episode of Phineas and Ferb is called We Call It a Maze, premiered on October the 1st, 2010 on Disney Channel US premiere, written by Bernie Patterson and Chong Lee. Phineas and Ferb create a life-size maze filled with fun obstacles. Melissa, the lead of the Little Spot, is immediately captivated when she meets Candace and finds out that she earned 50 patches in one day. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofenshmirtz reasons that he can use his latest invention to tilt buildings so that he can sell souvenirs replicas.
Need to get Corny the Cornflake through this maze. I'd want a little more of a challenge.
It goes all the way to a finish. Help Corny. This is just so easy. But Phineas and Ferb is right. That actually gives them an idea to have a challenge.
Ferb?
You don't even need to say it.
He was about to say, I know what I'm gonna do today, so it still counts. Oh, look at this frame. It's the smear lines again.
What you doing?
Jeremy's taking me roller skating tonight. I'm okay.
Hey, where's Perry?
We got 4 in the space before 1 minute the episode started. Okay. Once again, the smear lines appears again in Phineas and Ferb as Candace and Perry was.
Good morning, Agent P. Hoo. Anyhow, Doofenshmirtz has gone missing. Our global location scouts, and we can't find him anywhere.
You've reached Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. I'm not here right now. Oh, and if you're calling about the piano, it's already been sold.
Could that be the second time that Major Monica already lost a bet since, was it the Whispered Lizard? Love the design from the outside as it has a pole along with 3 layers in it. Very, very well done.
Did someone say Des?
Front face Phineas.
We're more like lab rats going after cheese. Buford, that's just a metaphor.
We haven't heard of a metaphor since She's the Mayor.
As metaphor cheese.
And I'm gonna get the zookeeping patch, and the cooking patch, and the astronomy patch.
The blonde girl of the Little Sparks is named Melissa, which is named after Dan Provermire's daughter, who's also named Melissa Provermire, and also the fact is, she is voiced by Mira Blenkoff.
You remind me of me when I was a little spark.
We did see Isabella Young in Accurate, but we never get to see her as a little spark.
Do you think I'll earn as many patches as you have? Probably earn even more. 'Cause that's my goal. I want to be just like you.
It's such a shame that Melissa's only major appearance in this show, as she appears as a cameo but never again.
Hello!
Hey,
Isabella is my mentor for today. Melissa, I'm sure they don't want to hear about...
Hey, Cam.
I think you know what I have to do.
Man, if Candace doesn't have roller skates, Phineas and Ferb would be busted, but overall that makes it harder for herself.
We'll make it go down! Ooh, you guys are going down!
A Doofenshmirtz toy? How peculiar.
Hello, Perry the Platypus. A trap.
And this will be the second time Perry the Platypus gone to space since Out of Launch in season 1.
Because people might just ride down on the elevator instead of going through the maze.
As the camera pans towards Candace as it backs down, as you can see the maze bigger and bigger as there's a lot of question mark. A lot of backgrounds of the houses of Davil, which is very nice. You get to see a lot of the designs, the textures, a lot of stuff in the maze, which is very, very well done.
Just to make clearing each level more of a challenge.
Yes.
We do get to see some of the scenes of Phineas and Ferb, Buford and Baljeet going through the maze, but the main focus in the maze is Melissa with Candace and Isabella. I like how it switches up a bit as we get to focus on the minor characters who doesn't appear much in this episode.
Oh my gosh, you're Candace Flynn. How did you do it?
I'm glad this got brought back. We've seen that in Fireside Girl Jamboree she earns 50 patches on one day, but she doesn't reveal it to Melissa towards the end.
It wasn't easy. But the forest fire girl...
Fireside girl. Yay, Candace is gonna lead us to safety.
And that is the third episode that Isabella is jealous, as two of them were involved with Phineas, but this isn't one of them.
All right, you do all the ones who rely on brains, and I'll do all the ones who rely on cheesing.
The song is called Not Knowing Where You're Going, sung by none other than the co-career Jeff Swampy Marsh, who also voices Major Monogram, and it's about getting out of this maze. I really like seeing the dots of Phineas, Ferb, Baljeet, Buford, Isabella, Melissa, and Candace finding their own way as Melissa controlled it. I like how everyone's going in their own way to find a maze to get out. And there are a lot of references that could keep your eye, but I'm not going to go through it a lot. Phineas and Ferb are solving this very well, and it's very well done. Another smear frame we get to see of Ferb this time. There's that giant throwing baby head again, as it appears as always. And that's also the second time Doofusmas appeared in space, which is in the same episode of Out of Launch.
I think my echo is broken.
That echo joke just never gets old, and I still remembered it to this day.
When I came across a group of Canadian college students.
So he went to Canada, so that won't be the last time he will be gone, as we get to see in season 4 where Perry the Platypus meet Lala Blueberry.
Dylan was the most popular among the group of...
How many jelly beans in the jar?
This is just like in real life, like when you see a lot of jelly, you have to calculate of the estimate, which is very, very, very hard.
The base of the jar is pi times radius squared.
For pi?
Oh, for crying out loud! There, 0!
Well, that's the only way you could put about it.
But you did not show your work.
And there was some Doofusmas even incorporated in space, and the Earth once again is not traditional drawing instead of moving pictures in real life.
Never welcome in Albania ever again. Italy, and it was lunchtime, so I went to the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
And also, this is the second time that Doofusmas have seen the Leaning Tower of Pizza since not Phineas and Ferb.
They don't even make pizza there. It's got pizza actually in the name.
It's Leaning Tower of Pizza, not pizza. It doesn't have Z in the name, but overall, I can understand what he's going through.
You're not so great. You're not so special. My own building. And then I'll sell all this merchandise. I'll make millions.
We've seen that goal before with the nosebud, but this is different with Doofusmas with a Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Tilting every building in the world.
That is not bad, but overall, that's not really evil, but overall, that's going to make it even more complicated.
Own building, and it will still be a tourist attraction. I just now thought of that. Just now. I'm going to use this tiltinator. Space! Cookie! Space! My next to last echo is broken.
It really cracked me up when I first watched it. It just never gets old.
Good thing I got my high wire patch.
Did you get 50 in one day?
Isabella's like, don't test my patience, Candace. And also, she should have answered better. Have you ever been a fireside girl for your whole life instead of being that once?
My wire. Candace, be careful! Oh.
See? It's that simple.
Isabella, do something! Thank you for telling Isabella to save me.
You let Isabella let you fall?
And that was the same line that was used in Traffic Cam Caper.
What? And let you fall?
Glad I was able to help.
Poor Isabella. She worked so hard since she was a little spark to get where she is, and she's been getting discredited by Candace and now overshadowed by 50 patches in one day.
Automatic timer. This may take a while.
I don't know. I can't see the bottom.
First, we need to know how deep it is. Bring hook and rope to find out. You see? Now we know that it's 3 seconds deep.
Candace should have folded the other item. Why do you have to fold the grappling hook? Now they won't even find a way to get out in there. Unless something smart happens.
In 15 seconds, the tiltinator will turn my building.
Doofus is very smart there, but very dumb at the same time. I think he should have trapped Perry the Platypus, allowed the Uniqueness to fire it, but overall he doesn't do that.
You'll notice there's no self-destruct button, no reverse levers, no abort switches. It's
I was thinking, why couldn't he do that in every episode? Overall, he just wanted to lose on purpose so that he can do more and more invention things. But overall, he's very smart there until...
Stop me now! That's nothing. Oh, no! Why would you even do this?
Man, dude, why didn't you fight Perry the Platypus trying to stop him from doing that? But overall, he does do it again, but overall, it doesn't become successful.
Hey, now that we want to get across, have a grappling hook and some rope.
I know, it's right over. Oops.
Man, Candace is so dumb. Why do you have to drop the grappling hook down? And I also said it before Isabella said it. So, I'm Isabella right now.
You're the girl who got 50 fireside patches in one day.
She's like, I don't care if we drop one, along with Candace can get 50 patches in one day for her enthusiasm to get out. If Isabella's being so sarcastic right now.
That was a fake. I only did it to get into a concert. If it wasn't for Isabella and my brothers, I never could have done it.
Now we get to see Candace admitting to Melissa that she got 50 patches because of Phineas, Ferb, Isabella to go to the Sideburns concert, as we get to see on Fireside Girl Jamboree. Nice callback. And this is her reaction, and I don't blame her. So close, but they need to do it to get it right.
Firefighter girl.
Fireside girl.
And that is the second time that Isabella tried to correct Candace correctly of Fireside Girl instead of Firestorm Girl or Firefighter Girl.
I bet the rope you threw away was longer than your shoelace.
I like how Melissa improvised while being a little spot as she pulls the lever as they get out of here first before Phineas and Ferb and his friends does.
I still have time to bust the boys before my skate date.
So, let's get you home.
Go. What are you doing up there?
Man, you just let him while you pull the thing up. You should have stopped Perry the Platypus first and then you stop. Do you think that can be smart and dumb at the same time?
Mom, you had to see that.
What maze? All right, Candace, inside.
But...
Ready to fly the boss? Wait for me!
And his station flies away, never to be seen. I like how we get to see more houses in Danville and a car there and a lot of things.
You guys started everything.
Didn't think of this one. Stop.
And this is very smart too. Phineas and Ferb knows how to jump before they got crushed, and they're in Cliffside Park now, which is a reference to Cliffside Water Park in The Magnificent View in Season 1.
That was at least 3 seconds deep.
That's what Candace said earlier.
Bye, Melissa. See you next week.
Oh, cheese. Wombat. Huh. My echo must
First out of the 8 episodes to do ratings in this breakdown, I'm going to give the plot a 3. I really like the idea of Phineas and Ferb making a maze as he helps Buford and Baljeet to find a way to get out, as we get to see scenes of Candace, Isabella and Melissa getting along, as Candace took a credit of having 50 patches in one day, as she admitted in the end as they solve together as they get out the maze first. Also really like how Doofenshmirtz and Perry, as he wants to turn the whole building in the tri-state area of the Leaning Tower of Pizza. It turned out they don't fight into it as Perry the Platypus stopped it without even trying. It was very good in both parts and I really enjoyed it. The characterization will get a 5. Phineas, Ferb, Buford, Baljeet are consistent as usual as we get to see in this episode, but Candace kind of been like sometimes, but overall she's always like this in every other episode where she lies to Melissa. She does admit in the end that she can get 50 patches in one day to go to the concert. Isabella kind of not been as usual as this episode, but overall it's because of Candace, which was the reason why she gets upset and offended by it. But overall, she does help out in the end, and they got out first, as Melissa was very enjoyable as well, as this is only a major appearance, and overall, the rest is well done. The visuals, it gets a 5. There's a lot of good things happening in this episode, like the maze, the designs, the textures, the running gags, the comedy jokes, Anators, the Leaning Tower pieces, all that. There's a lot of good things that will keep you interested. Importance, it gets a 2. It may not be as important as the other episodes and special episode. It's because of one joke of that echo has been broken, and the episode is very memorable of the maze. Entertainment 5, why not? That leaves off with a 20 out of 25. And it's a really good start of the 8 episodes that I'm going to break down. Can it continue? Let's find out. Another episode that premiered October the 1st, 2010 on Disney Channel US, which is called Ladies and Gentlemen, Meet Max Molden, written by J.G. Oratena and Cass. When Linda is asked to do a Lindana reunion concert, Lawrence worries that she might be missing the excitement of her old life. So he asks the boys to help turn him into a pop star so that he can show Mom he is an exciting guy. Across town, Dr. Doofenshmirtz plans to force alien invasion in order to take over the tri-state area.
This week, Wales scored a one-hit wonder by declaring, "I'm Lindana."
Hey, she looks familiar.
And that's where she's gonna start to realize now.
Real name is Linda Flynn Fletcher.
What? Mom! You never told me you were a pop star!
That was long before you were born.
I think during the time where Linda meets Stu before he never met her ever again.
Happy to give it up to raise a family.
Which includes Candace, Phineas, and Ferb.
Now I'm Linda, and I want to stir broth. An 80s revival concert?
Just like in real life where many musicians revive their careers to go on concerts.
Are you crazy? Say yes! Come on, it'll be fun!
I'll do it!
Woohoo!
Linda's not just doing it for herself, she's doing it for Candace to make her happy.
Yes, good on you, honey.
Bye!
Rock and roll!
Candace and her mum Linda are on the limo as they're going to do a concert. Poor Lawrence.
Oh, your mother's going to meet a lot of exciting and cool people. I'm hardly a rock star, am I? I'm afraid...
Another spot of front-face Phineas.
It'd be a little geeky for the new century.
Phineas, I know what we're going to do today.
Yes, you do. Hey, where's Perry?
Ah, easy P, there you are.
5 in a couple of seconds? What is going on? Eating up the counters.
Playing with a hoop.
Perry's like, really? Some stupid plan that Doof has? It's odd that Perry is flying without his logo, I suppose.
You can see, I've been struck by whooping fever. Oh, finally.
Man, Perry the Platypus fell for it again.
The Alieninator!
As Doof bastard the alien, you see the alien fading in as they appear, with 1, 2, and 3 doing the same dance. I wonder how that's gonna work.
I will emerge in my King of the Aliens costume.
The wallpaper, the lights, the thing in the table are all the same except from that picture at the back, which is different. And they changed it.
Getting that 80s superstar, Max Modem.
Man, Lawrence looks so good as Max Modem. I can't wait to listen to his song once we get to there.
But how can I be a rock star?
We're not trying to make you into a rock star. We're trying to make you into a has-been.
Danville Arena, it has changed again since the Bangaroo in the Chronicles of Meep.
If I remember correctly, hair, makeup, wardrobe, and a photo session. It does have its charm.
Candace looks good with lipstick, and also the song is playing is Lindana. I don't have to say anything because everyone should know that song. Lindana having fun while hanging around with her daughter.
Ta-da!
Man, I really love Perry's face. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Whoa, cut.
Phineas and Ferb are helping their dad Lawrence to practice with the song called He's Got an Alien Heart, which is actually one of my favourite and underrated songs of Phineas and Ferb when we get there.
270s for the 80s. See, Dad? It's cool to show no effort.
Phineas and Ferb making the techno song combining with the old song which Lawrence is gonna sing, and I love it and it looks so cool.
Big time.
Correction.
It's based around Riff Raff's Space Commander suit from the Rocky Horror Show, and he's also played by none other Richard O'Brien, who also voiced Lawrence. Go figure. Man, I like how Phineas and Ferb wearing different suits while Lawrence is Max Modem.
Modem.
Never heard of him. Didn't he do that song?
Yeah.
You hear that song? That was from What Do It Do from season 2.
I love that song.
That's Malik Pancholi's doing the background voices, who also does Balji, who doesn't appear in this episode.
I had all his album.
Another background character is voiced by Ashley Tisdale, Candace, go figure.
I sing backup for him as prop.
I presume this one is Alison Stoner, who does background voices in this episode, who does Isabella, who doesn't appear either.
No, but he does seem kind of familiar.
And then I'll set the timer here. Mustn't forget to open the roof. Learn from the diarrhea-nator debacle, right, Perry the Platypus?
Diarrhea debacle? I never heard of that before.
In time to lead my alien army! Because this Inator, it's got a few tricks up its sleeve.
And he's right. Doofenshmirtz had become smarter in the last episode with no self-destruct button in We Call It a Maid, but he failed. Can Doofenshmirtz become Triumph this time? We will see.
But I should be in the wings, Mom. The show's about to start.
Backed me up all the way, so it's only right that you should back me up on stage.
Linda is actually lip syncing, who is voiced by none other than Olivia Olson, the voice of Vanessa doing the song, which is a reference to the 80 group, which also lip synced, which won the Grammy Award but returned it as it revealed it.
And you will be too, Dad.
We see another front face Phineas, what a surprise. And we are at the City Hall again. The Beak episode, she's the mayor, Doofus and Puss, which was actually sketched by Doofus, which never make it. And now this episode.
Parking space too. Score!
Man, will this work? You're gonna become a nut job, as everyone's gonna call him.
Loudinator.
I'm not gonna count that.
I want to see the clown.
Sally, he's no clown, he's a nut job.
And we get a reveal name of Sally for the first time, as she appeared in many episodes, but this is the first time her name's been called. And she's voiced by the same voice actress who voices Melissa.
And when your friends ask what happened to Casual Friday...
And we all know back in the day that Phineas and Ferb airs in Fridays, which broke the fourth wall again.
You can call me Mom.
I just sang backup for Mom.
We talk about Doofus being smarter in the last episode and this episode, but there is one flaw. He just lets Perry the Platypus free for no reason.
Cannot defeat me, Perry the Platypus.
Also, the Alienator also has an AI, and he's also voiced by D. Bradley Baker, who's fighting himself again.
Ice and water!
And there is more than 3 now. Doofus must be really prepared for this.
Space! By invaders!
I love the sound when the Inator does whoosh, which we get to see in Max Mullen when Perry the Platypus fired the Inator at the arena.
Here to accept your unconditional surrender!
I love the man with the red jumper with his hair, as he's just stunned in disbelief of what Doof has planned.
Spare your menial jobs!
Do we get to keep our healthcare benefits?
No shit, no shit.
Who is that guy? Yes. Yes, he does.
Chantra of the Front Row was reused in Tip of the Day. Well, it is reused, and I didn't know this when I was a kid, but looking at it now, I found it. While Lawrence moving his head while playing the guitar, as you can see the MM shades in the background. The song is called Alien Heart, sung by Max Mulder and the Mainframes. Also, this is one of the most underrated songs of Phineas and Ferb, and it doesn't get as appreciated as many main songs that gets attention. And it doesn't get nominated for Musical Clips The Countdown, the second one, but this is actually one of the most underrated songs in Phineas and Ferb, and it deserves an attention, and it does it kind of a bit. I really like how Phineas and Ferb helping Lawrence, their dad, to make a song.
She want to put my brain in a can.
They're just brilliant with the backgrounds of this song as they're moving the same place, which is very well done.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz has programmed me with all of his vast knowledge of you.
Man, I like how Perry the Platypus is very smart there.
Informed that your agency had developed a cloaking device to...
And he like it. Very similar in the episode Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, where Ben does the same thing with the Ultimatrix, with the Technodons attacking him.
It was targeting me through the Ultimatrix. No Ultimatrix, no target.
Cool.
Oh, great. Now I am a nut job.
Here comes one of my favorite parts of this song. Man, I like the beat with the Alienator making the song look better. Wow. Man, I like the green thing area with the aura as the aliens are gone with Perry the Platypus destroying it.
We're Max Mulder in the mainframe. Thank you, Tri-State Area.
Also, this is a nod of Goodnight Tri-State Area in Dude, we're getting the band back together, and Goodnight Storm in Thunderous and Fur. Lawrence's hair is reference to the Jets, and also Phineas and Ferb women being the main frame, which is similar to Daft Punk.
Got it. Though I can't say I remember you having it in the first place. Got an absolutely wonderful husband.
Yeah, well, you better believe it, Ducky. Exciting?
Oh, Lawrence, you and the kids are all the excitement I could ever want.
I would have loved an extended tour of Max Moldham and Lindana, but overall, they're just a family as always, the Flynn Fletcher family. That's what they always are, being together.
Tell him thanks, but no thanks.
And funny enough, there's an episode called Thanks and No Thanks in season 4.
Oh, Candace, we don't need those things to be happy.
All we need is you guys.
And that what makes the Flynn Fletcher family so great, being together, even though Candace wants to bust her brothers and everything of the shenanigans, but overall, they're brilliant as together as a family.
But if anyone calls offering me a concert deal, I'm taking it.
Oh, I was lip syncing.
Well, I've already said it earlier in the episode.
Oh, there you are, Perry.
And the song is just brilliant. Now the ratings. I'm gonna give the plot a 3. We get to see Candace hanging well with Linda while being a one-hit wonder, as they do get to see on stage, which is absolutely awesome for a mother or daughter, as we get to see as Lawrence and Phineas and Ferb as the Mayfays and Max Boldham to sing in the stage, and the Alien Heart was absolutely superb for the Flynn Fletcher family to hang around together. It's not about the story, it's about the setting, as there was a lack of Perry and Doof fight, but overall you don't need that in every episode, as Doof is what's trying to be the alien king to use his alien layer to make sure that everyone sees that he's the alien, as he is a nut job, as Perry the Platypus doesn't become Agent P in disguise, as he found another way to stop it and destroy it. Characterization will get a 5. Aurora's Doofus not doing much evil, as he tried to take over the tri-state area by using the alien nail, as he failed. As Perry the Platypus as usual, as we get to see more of the Flynn Fletcher family, as Linda gets to show her singing voice again, as with her daughter Candace, who gets to play the backup. And my favourite is Phineas and Ferb helping their dad Lawrence to do the song for Max Boldham, as Lawrence is pretending to be Max Boldham from the 80s, as he hasn't been in his whole life, but to help their dad to become popular with the song is absolutely amazing, and the song is iconic, and everyone else in the Flynn Fletcher family has done a great job. The visuals are 5. People will say why 5? It's because Doof and Perry doesn't fight, as Candace doesn't bust Phineas and Ferb for making the event. You don't need to have this in every other episode. Some of the formula has to change a bit, and this is one of them, to have the Flynn Fletcher family together. The song with Max Boldham, the alienator, the design of Doofus being the alien, the songs, the people in the background, even though it's a reused animation, which is very well done. Importance gets a 2. Apart from the episode and Alien Heart and Lindana, which is remembered by fans, as Alien Heart is one of my favourite songs to this day, but it's not as much important as the other episodes, but it's still, you don't need to have every episode that is important. That's what makes the episode so good, which makes the family feel together. Entertainment's a 5. That leaves off with a 20 out of 25. That's the same score as Maze, as 2 episodes of Phineas and Ferb in this breakdown is doing a very good start. Let's see how long it can keep up though. Kim Robertson and Kaz wrote another episode of Phineas and Ferb called The Secret of Successes, premiered in October the 8th, 2010 on Disney Channel US. Phineas and Ferb built an ATV powerful enough to handle any terrain. Meanwhile, Candace and Stacy go to a leadership seminar where Candace learns the steps needed to achieve her goal of busting her brothers. Elsewhere, Dr. Duvin hosts a Telethon of Evil.
Oh, so bored. Bored.
Another very relatable scene from Candace as she's bored. We're bored too.
You know how my mom wants me to take things more seriously and focus on what's important, like my grades?
I didn't mention it before, but she has the Paisley Cyber brothers in her picture, in her wall, in her bedroom.
Well, she's forcing me to go to this leadership seminar today. And
are you out of your mind? All right. but you owe me big time.
It goes on the road and in the mud. In the mud and on the road. New.
Terrain vehicle is similar to the Marauder in Top Gear, which Ritter Hammond used to drive in.
Road and mud aren't exactly all terrains.
2, 3, 4.
Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
5, 6, 7.
Front face Phineas again.
Where's Perry?
There we go.
If Perry the Platypus is facing upside down, so can Major Monogram while turning the camera around.
Television cameras, boom mics, and makeup.
The first appearance of Danville Community Center, as we do return in Perry the Octopus in season 3.
Baljeet, this seminar is for high school kids.
Well, I usually attend college-level conferences.
And he goes to college conferences. Man, Baljeet is really a nerd when it comes to being smart.
Shaw! The future! I am Tad Shaw.
He is voiced by Jameson Moss, and he plays as Tad Shaw, which is in this picture right here.
Never too young to be a success!
Oh, brother.
Man, she is very relatable. If I was in the covers, I would be dead inside. Pause again, and we see front face Phineas.
An all-terrain vehicle with an electromagnetic motor, super rubber tank truck, high-strength ceramic bar, hydraulics, and all remote control.
You hear the music in the back. It's the guitar version of the Quirky Worky song. And she also knows about cars for the second time since the Fast and Phineas in season 1. What the song is about to play is called All-Terrain Vehicle, which is an all-terrain vehicle. Phineas and Ferb really improved that all-terrain vehicle by going building, rocks, trees, and cheese as well. As the all-terrain spins, you can see a front-face Phineas and front-face Ferb in the background, which is Kurt, Isabella, Ferb, Buford, Baljeet, and Phineas. What is Baljeet doing here anyway? So the all-terrain is so merciful. Brilliant. Ferb as a submarine. Look at Phineas' head as a plane, as this was before the movie Planes in 2013. Isabella as a train, which is a reference to Thomas the Tank Engine. The song of the choreography is doing very well once again on Phineas and Ferb, as all-terrain can do anything with everything. A front-face Phineas we've seen while pausing it once again. They're really putting all the effort into this song, and I love it, and it's very good. I know there's terrains in real life which you can buy, but I would love a terrain like this if I can get it, but it would be too much money. Which all-terrain vehicle would you want? Let me know in the comments down below.
Ah, Perry the Platypus, so good of you to volunteer for my cause. The Telethon of Evil! The Toadboard, look, help man the phones.
So his plan is to broadcast himself so that he can encourage people to give him money so he can become rich to rule the tri-state area.
The Preemptinator. It can preempt all the other TV programs. As soon as I can figure out if I plug in the red wire or the green wire.
Perry's like, oh, this one of these stupid plans again. Do you really think that's gonna work?
Be living always really focused.
This is a reference to Pinky and the Brain with them creating crazy acronym.
Wanna blarf?
And see, it is already working.
Never abandon realizing your goal. Please hold all questions till the end. Thank you.
That's what some people say during a press conference meetings or something.
Yes! Yes, I can!
Well, yeah, I've wanted to bust my brothers all summer. Believe me, I blarfed and narged plenty. I've gotten nowhere.
At times you are unfocused, you're either stupid or you just don't know what's happened.
This could really be the answer to me busting the boys. Can it be that I'll finally achieve my summer goal?
Spoiler, it doesn't happen in season 1 and season 4. Even though her main goal is to bust the bros, it doesn't happen, but she does get another chance if she does in season 5, but overall I know what's gonna happen.
Hey, Candace.
They destroyed the team, they would have got in trouble, but they're riding in the old terrain.
I will resist! Yes! I am going to stay right here! Easy, take notes from me!
Looks like she's gonna go in there to try and use the old terrain to bring it to Mom, which is a genius move.
Hey then, buckle up.
Know if there happens to be any seats left?
The person who's stacing me is Chad, and that is his name, as that will be his only major appearance as he appears in cameos.
Phineas, you're in the driver's seat.
Candace, we're too young to drive.
I was going to question this, but I know Phineas and Ferb are very smart. They know they are too young to drive. until we see Isabella do it in At Your Age until they become teenagers.
I'm calling Mom to make sure she's there to see this. How does this thing work?
Iconic. Just like interviewing the platypus, Candace is pressing different buttons, but it doesn't lead to anywhere. I really like how the Annator's covered in that light green aura as it powers up to make sure the television of TV has been all on doof. He has a baseball bat and a lot of things there. He's a huge fan of baseball as the channel changes.
Heinz Doofenshmirtz! I need your money too lazy to get a job. Not being funny. Give me your money today!
This is one of the few popular memes that it doesn't get as much as attention, but it's still very popular. It's still iconic.
It's my new favorite show.
What you need to do is blarf. Be living always really focused. I focused and it worked.
And that's how socks sometimes...
Like we've seen in Doof and Puss, the news reporter is Bridget Amoshi, and she's voiced by Romy Dames, who voices Harmony Takahara in Hamster and Gretel.
Blarfing!
What was that?
I don't know, but it's more interesting than socks.
Well, this is gonna be a wild goose chase.
For $23. Thank you, Sid and the guy.
Sid and the guys? Who are they?
$23. In the next few seconds, the platypus gets it.
And his broadcast got shut down for real, temporarily.
This is Bridget Oshinomi in the newsbreaker van.
I mentioned the name first before she said it, which is very, very good. But this is the first time we get to know her as the name. As she appeared before this episode, as she gets a major role in this.
This barreling down Broad Street.
Reporting the news that Phineas and Ferb Candace's face is there. How come Linda doesn't see the news? Or she was just whatever, you know.
Everyone's a comedian.
And you can hear the beat just like when people sing swear words and Perry the Platypus's face is there. Whoa, Doofus must actually kick Perry the Platypus even though without a single flinch. Wow.
Blarf, blarf, blarf.
Man, look at the news chasing the terrain while getting blasted by Doofus. It's causing mayhem.
What is going on up there?
Man, I really like how the chase continues while the helicopter arrives.
Oh, it's the chopper cap. Hello, Mom. Hi.
Why are you telling your mom to say hi even though she treated you as garbage?
Unbearable pain.
And cut tape.
Perry!
I like how Perry the Platypus glides while she's smiling. He is so awesome. Linda arrives home while Candace, Phineas and Ferb arrive home with all terrain. But overall, Candace should have dragged Linda there, but instead she tells something very, very the truth, but it is very stupid.
I just drove up in this crazy souped up...
Driving without adult supervision?
This comes back in full cycle in It's Mud World and Bubble Boys, where Candace needs to drive with adults' permission, as she hasn't got a driver's license yet. Funnily enough, Candace is focused on driving again in Season 5 with License to Bus, as we get a promo of it.
You were driving a full-size car? You're grounded. Candace, go to your room. We will talk about this later.
Man, Candace, why do you have to tell her the truth? You could have just lied and tell that Phineas and Ferb were driving it. It would have led them to busted, but you done something stupid. But overall, at least she's admitting it.
Candace, what happened to you? The lecture's over.
The boys' ATV is still here. I still have a chance.
Yes, it's Freepo.
Candace, it's Freepo. See ya.
Stacy, hello? But what does that mean?
You know, technically, we didn't try all terrain.
As the terrain wheels form into a rocket faster, as you could see, as the smoke building up.
Good rampages encourages enormous perpendicular octagons.
Big Candace, we're going to the moon.
And yes, Phineas and Ferb's invention doesn't disappear, and the moon is foreshadowing for the next episode.
Ah, Freepo.
This episode is very enjoyable, but it's not the one that I remembered like before. I'm gonna give the plot a 2. It may be the weak point in this part, but overall, the setting is still very good as we get to see Phineas and Ferb and his friends show out the old terrain as they drive around Danville, and they went into the moon, which is very, very cool. And Candace learning in the thing about not bluff, Freepo and all that stuff with algorithm. But overall, she drives in an all-terrain vehicle, which led her to be busted. If only she tell a lie, then Phineas and Ferb would have been busted as she tell the truth, which leads to her downfall. Characterization will get a 4. Everyone in this episode is up to the standards. Doofenshmirtz, Perry the Platypus, Isabella, Phineas and Ferb, Buford, even Bulgy, even though he went to the thing with Candace and Stacy, and we get to see Chad. Overall, there was, and the news reporter and other people. It has some good characterization moments as Candace as well, even though she didn't drive without an adult supervision, which Linda busted her for the right thing. Everyone is very consistent, but it's not an outstanding moments from the previous episodes like before. Visuals will get a 5. I know it's not up to the standards of other episodes. The reason why I give it a 5 because of the all-terrain vehicle, the music, the introduction, Doofenshmirtz and Perry as always. There's a lot of good things that happen in this episode will keep you interested. Importance gets a 2. Entertainment gets a 5. That leaves off with an 18 out of 25. Less points than the previous episode, but overall it's not that bad and it's very good, but it's not quite as spectacular as it is. The fourth breakdown in this episode is called The Doof Side of the Moon, written by Edgar Carapetian and Bernie Peterson. Premiered on October the 8th, 2010 on Disney Channel US. Phineas and Ferb plan to put Danville on the map by building the world's tallest building. Candace teams up with Albert to bust her brothers. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofenshmirtz plans to rotate the moon so that the infamous dark side of the moon faces Earth.
Come visit delightful Danville.
That's a way to start an episode.
Look and smiles. Coming is really unbecoming.
Man, look at the way Ferb opened his teeth. It's like, ugh.
Big tourist attraction. Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
Well, that was fast. If Candace bought her earlier, who knows? But overall, she's been having a hard time of it.
Ooh, sounds like fun. But I have to go to the eye doctor.
No, I am so shallow.
She tells her not to get fake nerdy glasses, which you wear in Robot Rodeo.
Hey, Phineas! What you doing?
The world's tallest building.
Sure! Who wouldn't want to be a part of a Phineas and Ferb project?
Man, Isabella's the type of girl you will hang out with, and I'm here for it. She's very, very helpful.
So it's my duty to teach you self-defense.
To be honest, that is pretty nice. And also, Albert is voiced by Dietrich Bader, who did Batman, who also knows how to fight self-defense.
It's my old collection of spy cameras. See what they can do with them.
You better not give Candace ideas because she can use it to bust Phineas and Ferb.
See? You picked those up, Albert! You're a jerk. I'm gonna go play with Phineas and Ferb.
Sure, Jenny, but what have whales ever done for me?
Nice to see Jenny mentioned, but she doesn't appear despite Alison Stoner voicing Isabella in this episode.
I'll help you.
Are you talking to me?
I have to help you, milady.
At least Albert's asking politely and nice as Candace refuses until...
But don't you want to bust your brothers?
I'm listening.
You're applying the manly science of spy cameras?
Wouldn't it be easier to just show my mom what Phineas and Ferb make?
Well, you did use your phone a couple of times and we all know how that went.
No, it's not easy. You help me.
You have my word.
Pat, right over there next to Perry. Hey, where's Perry?
Catching up on his astronomy. He rented an award-winning astronomical. He needs you to get over there unrealistically fast.
Which works 4 seconds later.
He said Doofenshmirtz 4 seconds later, which is a new, but not as Doofenshmirtz either incorporated. Arrive early just to get trapped again.
Just to get trapped. It makes no sense.
I literally just said the same thing. What the fuck?
Let me tell you about my new hobby, making charts.
That's what I did in season 1, the end of Phineas and Ferb. And that's what I'm going to do after the roller coaster, the musical breakdown, which is a couple of episodes away.
Here, this is a chart of my canteen usage. My evilness, that's the red part, stays perfectly constant. The spike in background evil. See, they actually seem less evil by comparison. Full moon.
I like how his traditional drawing instead of used in real life images.
If I could rotate the moon, then the dark side would always be facing us. The only evil game in town!
As you know, Phineas and Ferb, Isabella and Evian are building floor after floor with each different buildings with different type, which looks very well done as you get to see Evian there while it pans to the construction.
Laying bricks, pounding
The song's called Keep On Building, which refers to Fall After Fall or Tower to Nothing, which is a song that Phineas and Ferb, Isabella and Evian are building towards the moon. As Isabella launches it into the sky as it pulls into it, which works. Of course, it's the same blimp that was used in I Was a Middle-Aged Robot without the gold Candace thing. Giant Hands was used for the second time since the Chronicles of Meep. Look at the way they all do it. It looks fantastic and they're placing it very well and accurate. The elephants are referenced to Dumbo as they're building floor after floor. As you can see the interiors, it looks very, very well done. Look at this, it looks amazing. It is simple and effective and it's built very well, as I can't keep it all in because of copyright, but look at this, the building's been going bigger and bigger.
I rotate the dark side of the lunar surface towards the Earth. What? It's genius. Why are you looking at me like I'm an idiot?
We see many episodes that Perry the Platypus is disgusted would do with his stupid plans or idiocy plan which can lead to something.
Oh, wait, not that. That's just a cork with a jelly bean.
Does become useful once Perry the Platypus gets out.
The lunar rotatinator! Almost there. Now you can be whole.
15 cameras are in place. We can render the whole takedown in 3 dimensions.
3 dimensions? Is that foreshadowing the second dimension?
Albert and Candace and spy cameras? So that's your game.
Funny enough, he does take it back as we get to it.
How are we gonna know when to stop building?
We're there.
That's one small step for Ferb.
And this is the 5th time they went into space. The previous one was in The Secret of the Success, which we did in our previous beta, which could be foreshadowing of the plot of syncing up together when they went in the moon in all terrain, and that could actually sync up with this episode. Bogzorov, what kind of vehicle that Albert is using?
Why do you ask?
No reason.
We did get to see Evian and Albert's mom. We never got to see their dad.
Not much of a nerd, are ya?
Looking for these?
You bring
These are my ladies.
back down here right this instant.
Actually, I don't do high places.
Oh yeah, she is afraid of heights, and this is the 3rd time she mentions it since Bolorama. People are riding, as you can see, the roller coaster, and the giant throwing baby head.
I do if you like them.
Albert, enjoying the monorail?
Yeah, well, I was in the neighborhood.
I like how Albert's acting cool around Phineas and Ferb, and Phineas knows Albert's name because of Evian.
This is our chess floor. And up here, we have the medieval Renaissance fair floor, the new in-box action figure floor, the MC Escher floor.
Which is a reference to the artist.
That's right, we sublet this floor.
That was a mistake.
So what are you doing after work?
The guy in the suit with the hair has the same design as the person, or it could be the same person from the Phineas and Ferb Season 5 promo.
Rubber ball floor, the barnyard floor, the studio audience floor.
What did you think?
I think you're right. I gave her my nerve. Phineas and Ferb are busted, and so they shall be.
Same happened to Candace in many episodes where she has fun with Phineas and Ferb, but she's still going to Boston no matter what. And Albert's doing the same thing here.
No way your brothers won't be busted.
You can see Albert's doing maths in the wall of the Phineas and Ferb building there.
There is no force on Earth that could move it before your mom comes home.
Through the power of nerd health! What's that I hear? Oh, that's right. It's the inevitable.
Hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability.
While Perry the Platypus put the Viking helmet on, you could hear Richard Wagner Rise of the Valkyries music.
Ha! I told you it was a layered idea.
Doofenshmirtz should be preparing like this all the time in case he escapes, but overall he's just too idiotic. Look, Phineas and Ferb are behind Albert. Wait until you see the next scene.
Grab these groceries.
Candace, just look on top. The shadow's covering you. Oh my word, she is so stupid.
Hi, Mom.
As that happens, Albert is gone, which is an animation error.
Interesting place.
Well, you guys do that just by being you.
Candace, just tell her to turn around as you can hear sounds. Why is she standing there like a statue?
The moon is rotating, but the dark side isn't moving. You're always messing me up. Wait, what are you doing? Making magic fingers at me?
I like he's using his hand to scale the building as Doofenshmirtz is gonna go on it.
Wait, you know that?
And the best part about this is Perry the Platypus put a helmet on Doof to make sure he doesn't die in space. Perry and Doof may hate each other, but they are nemesis and they really care about each other as we get more in seasons. Now he learns the sun has the light ray to the moon to the earth, as Doofenshmirtz realized he should have rotated the sun.
Doomcough! I should have rotated the sun.
And we get a traditional drawing of Earth instead of real life images, which is always nice, but it's a bit inconsistent as we see it in many episodes of Phineas and Ferb. This episode was very interesting. I'm going to give the plot a 3. I really like how Evian joins with Phineas and Ferb to build the floor after floor into the moon, as we get to see Albert and Candace helping each other to bust Phineas and Ferb, as they failed, but it's a good try. They done something interesting to make it different. I also like the plot beat of Doofenshmirtz trying to rotate the moon for his dark side, as it didn't work out, as he realized he should have rotated the sun, which reminds me of he's an idiot at times, but it's very, very funny. Characterization will get a 5. It's good to see Evian joins up with Phineas and Ferb once again to help build the floor after floor, as Isabella does as well with Phineas and Ferb doing their bit. Also like when Albert and Candace teams up together, even though it's a bit creepy on Albert on trying to force a romance with Candace. Overall, it's very, very well done, and they both bond together as they help him to bust Phineas and Ferb. And Doof and Perry, just as usual, brilliant. Visuals is a 5. The pacing, the plot, the comedic genius timing is brilliant. The building of the floor after floor inside the building which Phineas and Ferb built was amazing. And the character dynamic is very well done. Importance is a 2 and the entertainment's a 5. 20 out of 25, a very good score and a very well done episode. And season 2 started off well in the beginning and is doing well in the middle and it's doing well towards the end, as we haven't break down Summer Belongs to You and the roller coaster yet, as it's going to be interesting. Let's move on to the next one. The 5th episode in this breakdown is called Split Personality, written by Aliki Theophilopoulos and Anton Gilbert. Premiered in October the 29th, 2010 on Disney Channel US. Candace accidentally gets hit by Phineas and Ferb's molecule separator ray, which causes her to have 2 different personalities, so that the boys have to figure out a way to put her back together. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofenshmirtz tried to get over his fear of high diving.
Seem to get anything done this time. I have cute pictures of Jeremy and cute pictures of me, but no cute pictures of both of us being cute together.
And we see evidence of that in the bully code.
Standing around dorking it up, boring. One to bust my brothers and one to be with Jeremy.
This is full of coincidence and we all know it's going to happen in this episode.
He got his peanut butter on my chocolate.
Reference to Reese's peanut butter cup, which is the quote.
Buford peanut butter and chocolate are really good together.
Phineas is spitting facts. I would taste it, even though I like chocolate. Peanut butter and chocolate would taste so delicious.
It's unnatural.
And this is the 4th time Buford carry Baljeet like a luggage, as one of them being Summer Belongs to Me, but we haven't got there in the production order yet.
It's our cool new machine that breaks things down into their component parts. So a horse and a donkey, and the shampoo and conditioner.
I'm glad they're doing an episode like this, because we've seen other episodes like Batman and the Brave and the Bold. They did it. Well, in the Batman the Brave and the Bold, an episode called Bat Divided was premiered in February the 5th, 2010. And this episode, which is similar, will premiere in October the 29th. Go figure. It's nice to see them using different lasers, like one being green and this one being blue, as we get to see different effects in Phineas and Ferb.
Well?
He just put in his mouth and he swallowed it. He should have just bite it one piece at a time, which I do.
Your peanut butter and your swimsuit and meet me at the flagpole.
He didn't say, hey, where's Perry? Maybe because Phineas and Ferb saw him before he left, which is very, very odd, but oh well.
Agent P, Doofenshmirtz has been seen at the Danville public pool.
It only took 9 seconds for Major Monaghan to introduce Doofenshmirtz's new plan, which is very quick. As Candace accidentally used the switch, you can see Candace's two personalities of silhouette splitting before she became that.
Ah, Jeremy.
Now we have a Candace personality where she wants to bust her brother, and now we have a Candace who is obsessed with Jeremy. Two personality splits. And we don't get a Doof jingle there, which is odd. Like Doofenshmirtz at the pool. Looks like Doofenshmirtz gained weight again. Look at him, his body now, compared to Hawaiian episode.
Dive I knew as a kid at the Gimmelstump Public Wetness.
You can see the pool fades in as it's the same layout but different time.
Gimmelstump jumping from the high dive was an important Are you a man or a schnitzel?
Where we get to see Dr. Doofenshmirtz's father speak English, and Roger isn't born yet as he doesn't exist before he was born, which happens.
I'm a man. I'm a man. Das Kind ist ein Schnitzel.
It means that kid is Schnitzel, if you can translate that.
Laughing at me. Ich habe keinen Sohn.
It means he said, I have no son, which is before Roger Doofenshmirtz is born.
Suna! I'm from the high dive! Look away, Nato! Into the public pool, but so far no one's noticed it.
It uses it for the person to look away. It's not really an evil plan, it's just a plan for Doofenshmirtz to conquer through so that no one can laugh at him.
That nobody in the tri-state area. Brain surgeons might have a problem too, but it's really a small price to pay for. Right, I gotta trap you.
Romantic Candace, as we call it, is obsessed with Jeremy as he put posters and a shrine in there. Much of the obsession with Tootie with Timmy Turner and Very Odd Parents.
Phineas and Ferb made me. No, I mean they split me in half. Hey, Jeremy.
That was a very nice imitation of yourself, Candace.
To be honest, I don't blame Linda for not knowing because she doesn't see it. But overall, they do personation of themselves as we see it.
Okay, Ferb, change of plans. Hey, guys. So it appears that there's been a little mishap.
I've only got one thing on my mind, and that's busting you.
And this is going to be very entertaining as we're going to see it.
Well, I guess I know what we're going to do today.
Looks like I've paused and I see another front-face Phineas. Haven't seen them all since not Phineas and Ferb in season 2.
Gotta find Jeremy. Myself and I don't see eye.
Song's called I'm Through With Me, sung by none other than the romantic Candace and the busted Candace. And also there's an extended version which you can find on YouTube. Looks like romantic Candace imagined that Jeremy and Candace in this picture marrying each other. She's going inside the retro pharmacist. That's where Doofenshmirtz buy his clothes. Really like the backgrounds of it, so as you can see changing colour. And Ashley Tisdale's brilliant again. Why is she taking out the flowers? What are you doing? I really like the designs of the wall as you get to see different layers, different things. It's very, very nice.
Jeremy.
Doesn't he work over there at the hot dog stand?
You mean Slushy Doll, Linda? Oh my word.
Mom, have you seen me?
I see you right now.
Wow, twins. That's a handful.
We all knew that from the roller coaster reference.
So,
don't talk to me, mister.
The kid sounds like Tyler Mann, aka Carl the intern.
Candace.
Well, I can see you right now.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Jeremy is so amazing. Hearts, rainbows, and unicorns. Blah.
I mean, not today.
Well, if I come back, you tell me.
As I noticed, Candace's hair looked different in this scene. As one shot we cut into this scene, I presume they redrawn it.
Hey, Candace, you have a flower in your hair.
Could just stare at you all day long.
Swing by your house after I'm done.
Really? I would love that.
Okay.
If you watch it in production order, they don't kiss until Summer Belongs to You. But if you watch it in area order, they already kissed.
You seen Candace?
Yeah, she was just here. Yeah, both. She said something about going to find the other Candace.
Mister, come on, it's your turn. Are you some kind of schnitzel?
That was Schnitzel's gonna trigger Doofenshmirtz in this episode, just like before.
Nobody calls me Schnitzel anymore. I bet he doesn't even know what it means. It's so bad.
You can see the buildings in the side, the lot of grass in the background. It's very neat.
Come out and look for yourself.
That outfit is a reference to Mork and Mindy when Robin Williams wore it.
Actually, right now I can see 4 of you.
Of course, a reflection of a mirror as she sees it.
That's slippery.
You can see Candace's hair changing again as it's on top, so it's not an animation error.
Yes. Yes, you will.
Why did it go counter to 2? Because I missed one earlier when Buford and Baljeet said, yes, you are, as we get to there now, and now it's 63.
But my Jeremy is going to love this.
Man, I love the way Candace and Ferb slide in the elevator. And the stance they're posing is very well done.
Don't worry, we'll be home soon.
Have you seen the other Candace?
Here comes another goldmine meme in this series. While Busted Candace run to chase down the other Candace, look at Phineas and Ferb frame right there. It looks weird, but very funny. And that's also a reference to Invasion of Body Snatchers 1978, when Keith Sutherland actually did a screen which is similar.
We should really consider destroying it.
Agree.
It doesn't in the end, but they think about destroying their own invention, which is unbelievable, but wow.
Leave me never, Jeremy.
Run, Candace, run. Run, Candace, run.
What was that noise?
Where is she?
The last time we were in the room is called Ladies and Gentlemen Max Molden, as you get to see a mini wardrobe with 2 things in there with a picture board right there.
Oh. Watch out, Schnitzel.
Yeah!
Booyah!
Now that's a man.
Oh, Kimberly Brooks is on the show. She's also doing background voices as well.
Jeremy's here. I'll be right with you, my love.
Front face Phineas.
I guess love is blind.
To be honest, I can't stop laughing at this. Why is Ferb dressed as Jeremy, which is very funny.
Everybody paid up on their insurance?
I taste lilac.
She says she tastes like lilac, which is a flower which I put in the screen. You can hear Candace saying boss as other Candace speaking gibberish. I don't understand it.
Here.
Man, so close. That was so close. So the water destroys Dissinator. I think Perry the Plot should have bought a water gun or something in some episodes.
Curse you, and thank you, Barry the Platypus.
Said the same thing in Gaming the System. And also, this is the 13th episode that Perry doesn't fight Doof.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It gets covered in that light blue aura as you see the silhouettes merging back to Candace as she's back to normal.
I could have sworn there were more people here.
I wanna sing! I try so hard to keep you under wraps.
Man, this is funny, and this is the second time that the invention disappears into Perry's layout, as one being no bunny business.
There you are, Candace.
Jeremy? Oh, this isn't coming out right.
I think it's pretty cool.
Candace can embarrass herself many times in front of Jeremy, but overall it works well in the end.
C'est fromage.
Fromage.
Remember when Candace complained about taking bad pictures? Well, Jeremy is as well, but overall it's not as bad after all. Okay, let's start with the ratings again. Surprisingly, I'm gonna give the plot a 3. I really like the plot of this episode, with Candace being a split personality with Busted and the romantic side, as she tried to do 2 places at once as she headed to the mall. And the song was good, the setup was brilliant, and the comedy timing was genius. And it all got solved in the end where Candace takes a picture with Joe, which is nice. I really like the plot beat of Doofus trying to go for the high dive. He's just pussy enough to make sure that he doesn't want everyone to laugh at him, and they don't, as he can't swim, which Perry the Platypus saved him. But it is the most less interest episode that I've watched, but we do get a backstory, which is nice. Characterization will get a 5. I really like the main focus on Candace trying to bust her brothers and focusing on Jerry, as she does 2 things, as it is very impossible, as she always gets overwhelmed, which leads to a failures. But overall, at least she got Jeremy to hang around with. And nice to see Jeremy again. Phineas and Ferb made an invention that can split 2 personalities that they did earlier, which is very handy, but as it doesn't get used again until, I don't know, we get more of Doof and Perry with each other as they don't fight, and we get more of Doofus versus parents being arseholes as we get to see. Overall, everyone else in this episode is very well done. The visuals will get a 5. Once again, just like I said in every, you can't have every episode of big inventions, bigger nators. I know there's a lack of Perry and Doof fighting each other, but again, you don't need it. It's mostly focused on Candace and with her busting personality and with Jeremy, which makes it interesting as there's a lot of animations, comedy, and a lot of things that is done very well to keep your interest. Importance is a 2. Entertainment is a 5. That leaves off with a 20 out of 25. 4 out of the 5 episodes got a 20, which is very, very good. The only episode that didn't have was The Secret of Success, as it got an 18, but it's still very good. It is making it good towards the end. Can it continue? Let's find out. 5 down, 3 to go. The 6th episode that I'm going to break down in this video is called Brain Drain. Written by J.G. Oratena and Kaz, premiered on October the 29th, 2010 on Disney Channel US, 2 days before the Halloween. Vanessa learns from her mom that her dad is picking her up from a party she is going to, and she's worried that he will embarrass her again. At the same time, Dr. Doofenshmirtz is busy trying to use a de-evolutionator, or devolutionator, or whatever you call it, to control Agent P. Meanwhile, Phineas, Ferb, and the gang are all sick, so they decided to create a live television feed to enjoy their day, having fun while in bed.
Are you sure you're going to be okay?
No worries, Mom. We'll be perfectly fine.
We are in Phineas and Ferb's bedroom, and they are sick. As you can hear Phineas speaking as Vincent Martellus using the same voice, but quite different, which is very, very well done to his experience.
Bye, Mom.
Aw, you guys really are sick.
Don't worry, Phineas, it happens to me a lot when I sneeze.
That means I have the whole day to myself. This is gonna be the best sick day ever for me.
And that is Candace's only scene in Brain Drain, as we don't get to see her, just like in Isabel and the Temple Sap. But overall, you don't really need her much of that, as we do get her a lot of scenes anyway.
Ferb, I know we're gonna...
Their video screen is going down as you get to see as it builds up, which is good.
What you doing? Achoo!
Phineas is sneezing, Isabella sneezing, and I also sneeze as well.
Everyone else.
Here we are.
Man, the virus may have caught them as well, and Buford is just laying down in bed.
Huh? Nah, I'm just lazy. Hey, where's Perry?
Agent P, I didn't know you were a germaphobe.
And he's wearing masks, just like when everyone's wearing in COVID.
It's the garlic smell.
If you have something to say, Carl, spit it out. Use wills and brain bath and beyond the... or get to the bottom of it.
I like how the car splits out as Agent P's using his hover to get out, as he flies away as the Finn Fletcher's family's car folded back in the same place, which is very cool. No evil jingle, this is the 2nd time in this episode. Let me fix that.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated!
Much better. And Doofenshmirtz doesn't trap him this time, he just like, whoop, put it in the head, and now he's controlling him.
Devolutionator! Not to be confused with my de-evolutionator.
And that is a great callback from Phineas and Ferb Hawaiian Vacation.
What we are going to do allows me to take over your volition. How do you feel, Perry the Platypus?
He's like, I will get you for this, doof.
And let's make this snappy. I gotta pick up my daughter by 5.
So that will be in the afternoon, so time will pass.
You know, you blew me up at her birthday.
I want you. This'll be easy.
The boy versus girlfriend is still relevant since Got Game. It's a reference to Final Fight and Mortal Kombat, the video game. And that is also a reference to Super Smash Bros.
Isabella wins!
In your face, Buford!
Doofenshmirtz's ex-wife sports sedan!
At least we have a jingle here, but not in Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. Maybe because they don't want to overdo it.
Now remember, I won't be able to pick you up afterward.
Haven't seen Charlene since Finding Mary MacGuffin.
Oh, that's cool. If by cool you mean completely embarrassing me.
At least he's trying.
And Charlene has a point. Doofenshmirtz does try to impress Vanessa, even though he embarrasses her at times.
Vanessa, over here! Happy?
Yeah, just like that. Man, Doofus needs to try smarter and don't do things like that. That will embarrass his daughter.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Vanessa. Nice ride.
Johnny is here, and Lacey as well. This is her third appearance as she appears as a cameo. As I didn't get to talk to her much about her.
Fun at the dump. Watch out for medical waste.
Don't know anything.
Man, Ferb can do anything. This is just like Mortal Kombat, except placed in a different place. As Isabella faced Buford, it was in a different location. This is actually very good.
Oh, I'd never do that.
The controller is a reference to Sega Dreamcast controller.
And look at this. We're on the internet. Dozens of live feeds, our dancing, the DJ. Here's the restroom.
Not cool, man.
Man, why do you have to record someone coming out of the restroom?
Coolest midday scrapyard rave ever.
How does that make sense? It's not a stretch, but how the F do you face each other in the video game?
Okay, now skip.
I know Perry the Platypus makes Doofus miserable every time he beats him. Now it's Doofus' turn to do that.
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? That gum off the sidewalk. It's so unsanitary. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to do that?
Doofus mentioned Perry the Platypus have a mom, but it doesn't show it here, as we don't get to know about Perry the Platypus' life story, apart from when Phineas and Ferb found him in a pet store.
Okay, look, stop, Perry the Platypus, stop.
Awesome place for a dance party, huh?
Yeah, I just saw a rat.
Where did you see a rat in the scrapyard, Vanessa?
Perry the Platypus almost ate gum off the sidewalk.
And her phone is black, as Candace has a pink phone as well, which is different.
I'll be picking you and your Visigoth friends up after the dance.
I thought the word Visigoths was made up, but I found it in Wikipedia, which is real, which you can find on the internet.
And they're punks, not goths.
Sorry, Eric, I thought they were Visigoths, but you're not going to impress the punks.
But I still get my day.
This is the first appearance of Eric the Visigoth, as he does have his beard changed differently in the next episode of the Dukeberry, which is in season 3. I really love the design, it looks very good.
A teenage daughter, you're never cool enough. I can't believe you removed this shopping cart from the supermarket parking lot. A junkyard, the Caribou Lodge.
I did my research, and yes, Caribou Lodge existed.
A nice spread there.
Sweet ride, dude.
Platypus power, batteries are low.
While Doofus using the controller to charge his NAR, you get to see the green auras covering it before it goes towards the Flint Fletcher house, which travels into a continuity, which is great.
Search. No, wait. Ooh, a Perry level.
He sees Perry the Platypus, but not his hat. His cover would have been blown right here, but overall, at least he has a different hat on.
Nice graphic.
Better than any modern day game so far. You're right, Phineas.
Oh, great. Now what's wrong with it? I didn't do that.
I did that.
Cool. I've got control of his left leg.
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Even Beavers enjoy it. The episode is very fun and it's very decent. The jokes are landing it so far, but this is where it gets good.
Ferb's got right leg.
Oh, I've got back and forth.
Who cares? Let's just fight that old pharmacist. Now taunt and jump.
Another of the Smith thing, as Perry the Platypus still has the colours of it behind.
I bet those flies are power up.
Oh, Perry the Platypus, gross. That's worse than sidewalk gum.
Yes, they eat beetles and mosquitoes and flies, which platypus can eat in real life, so that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to get away.
Platypus.
On it.
On my mark, guys.
I like how Phineas and his friends defeat Doofus, but all together. Brilliant. And yes, imagine Perry the Platypus hat is shown. His cover would have been blown, but overall it doesn't show it there. It's turning out to be a decent episode to a very good episode, but wait until it gets better.
That's your dad?
No.
I was at the Caribou Lodge once, and it was just like this.
You mean silence? I like Perry's expressions there. He's like, he may have control of you, but I can't leave him like this with his daughter Vanessa was there.
Who's up for charades?
Here comes another goldmine of a piece of a song that is in Phineas and Ferb. as the song is about to play, it's called There's a Platypus Controlling Me, which is a hip-hop rap song by Heinz Doofenshmirtz, and it became very popular on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and everywhere in media, which will get a point for importance.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I fell down this hill. Now I got glue on my hands, and I just can't stop. Don't stop me.
Man, I like the way they said, what?
It's a strange set of circumstances. On my hands, now I got records on my fingers.
I like how the music keeps playing while his rackets and his fingers goes up.
Well, there's a platypus controlling me. He's underneath.
Even Perry the Platypus vibing in this song.
Platypus is a metaphor for whatever's keeping you down.
My teacher is a pan.
And that's a reference to Peter the Panda.
The media is a platypus. It's all just propaganda.
I like how everything disguises about platypuses.
Wait, no, he's gone.
Man, I really like how Perry the Platypus gives a thumbs up to Doofenshmirtz, as he does a great job with that song. And it's for the generation as well.
Your dad's kind of cool.
You're my punk rock boyfriend. You're not supposed to think my dad is cool, but I think he's cool.
She thinks I'm cool.
That's a reference to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Even Vanessa has joined the song. Way to go, Doofenshmirtz.
Looks like all our fevers are broken.
Of course, Buford gets sick by laying in bed all day, but it's relatable.
Oh, there you are, Perry. Walk.
Records on my fingers and I just.
For the ratings again, I'm gonna give the plot a 3. And this episode contains plot B better than the plot A, as plot B focused Phineas and Ferb and his friends in bed playing video games, just like Mortal Kombat style and Final Fight, which is very good, but overall, plot B seems to be better. Doofenshmirtz using the devolutionator to control Perry the Platypus and mess around with him while he has to pick up Vanessa through the scrapyard while she's having a party. And I really like how Phineas and Ferb and his friends control Perry the Platypus to defeat Doofenshmirtz and the song in the process. Characterization will get a 5. As Candace doesn't appear much in this episode, as you don't need her in every other episode. Phineas and Ferb and his friends are consistent, but you don't need them, as it mostly focuses on Vanessa, as she's having a party with her boyfriend Johnny, and Perry Doof, as their comedic done very well, as Doofenshmirtz was defeated by Perry the Platypus in the end by Phineas and Ferb controlling it. And also, I really like how Doof plays Platypus control, even though he was controlled by Perry, and Vanessa to warm up to him is very good. The visuals, I was thinking about giving a 5, but it is a 4. There's a lot of scenes with Doofenshmirtz controlling Perry, the synagogues, the goth design with Vanessa and her friends, and the scrapyard, Platypus controlling me. Everything else was very good, including when Phineas and Ferb and his friends help control Perry the Platypus to defeat Doofenshmirtz. But that's the weakest part, as it does have good designs, but overall it's not quite as spectacular as the other episode with Phineas and Ferb making inventions. But then again, you don't need to have Phineas and Ferb build inventions like every episode. It can be done, but it's done very well. Importance is a 3. And one of them being Platypus controlled me, and if it wasn't for that, it would have not have gotten points. With the presence of social media, TikTok and YouTube Short, I have to give it an extra point. Entertainment's a 5 though. And that leaves off with another 20 out of 25. It's another 20 out of 25. 5 episodes out of 6 gets over than 20, and it's doing very, very well. And even the one that didn't hit 20, it's still very good. No wonder it got season 3 in the movie. It's because of the ratings and how well the episode is done. Moving into the last 2 11-minute episodes of Phineas and Ferb. The 7th episode of this breakdown in this video is called Make Play, premiered on February the 11th, 2011 on Disney Channel US, 4 days before the Valentine's Day happened. Edgar Karapayan and Bernie Peterson. Candace switched places with a princess who looks just like her, but the ongoing antics of Phineas and Ferb prevent her from enjoying the royal luxuries. Meanwhile, the boys enlist the princess to help them build a giant jewel filled with live bands, and Dr. Doofenshmirtz plans on using his chlorinator to ruin his brother's dedication of the new Danville Opera House.
1957. Turned nickel into the coin slot.
Really like the designs inside the jukebox, as you can see, different layers, different textures, a lot of things, very cool. You get to see the names of the jute roll as it started to glow up, as you could see the curvy stores, and it looks very nice.
Center stage, then oven finds its way into the groove. What you're all about it. Got the smashing bird and my and this leads direct.
The song is called Jimmy Lad, and it's sung by none other than Jeff Swampy Walsh, the co-career of Phineas and Ferb, and it's from the 1960s. While Lawrence removes the pod, the glow effect removes as well. Front face Phineas, go figure.
Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today. Hey, where's Perry?
Agent P, we have a situation. Mayor Roger Doofenshmirtz during the unveiling of the new Danville Opera House.
And this is where first we see the Opera House, as we'll get to see later.
The claw machines in the tri-state area. That together and you get a claw princess animal.
Singing animal
claw.
I know Major Monogram appears in nearly every episode, but this is the most times he speaks in this episode, other than he doesn't in many episodes.
She's a 15-year-old girl. They all pretty much look alike on her. There's your princess. Oh, wow, what are the odds?
This is the first introduction of Princess Bundagonde, she's actually wearing a crown with her head, and she looks like Candace, but she does have a different accent, as we get to see.
Galabol at the clock you of Gala Gala accent free.
Do we make shopping a fun American mall time?
She's still voiced by the same voice actress who voices Candace, and she's using a different accent.
Oh, thank you, Royal Fake Daddy Chaperones.
And we at the mall again, since split personality.
He hands me a list of other stuff I have to get. That's my brothers.
Technically, you don't have to bust your brothers.
They're not gonna bust themselves.
Not gonna bust themselves, which is a reference to Suddenly Susie, when Susie tells Candace to make her brothers to bust themselves.
I have to go in there and try stuff on. Call you later, Stace. Since I have to do everything. My mythological exact twin, my double who walks Earth.
I know the doppelganger is cliche, but they do it very well in this episode, as we get to see.
That is me. We are for each other doppelgangers. Accidentally touch will rip apart the very fabric of the universe.
No, it wouldn't, but if you went back in time, it would rip apart the universe or do something wrong entirely.
I am Princess Baldagunde of Drusselstein, and I am Candace of Flynn.
It's nice to see Candace introducing herself to her doppelganger.
I'd love to, but I gotta finish shopping and get back to my brothers. You make life like American teenage girls on TV.
Princess has the full power, but she can't do anything outside of it.
I got it! Let's go to the laundromat and fill the dryers with cheese. Thought for sure on the same page we were.
We get to see the princess and Candace switch clothes, as they are a lot just like their doppelgangers.
Nope, all you need is this.
Enjoy your 6 minutes in the mall, Your Royal Highness.
Yes. Bring me a glass of water and a cracker.
She played with her hands and it worked. Princess really gives her Candace advice, her doppelganger herself, I mean.
Rue with 3 legs. Ah, there you go.
It's the same x-ray as it has 3 legs, as the one has 2 legs.
Phineas and Ferb, just look at you two. You two are my younger brother.
It looks like the princess is excited to see Phineas and Ferb, as she acts like a sister towards her brothers, Phineas and Ferb, but overall, they don't recognize the different accent until maybe. Front face Phineas.
Project is my most favorite game.
Hey, Phineas, what you doing?
And we shall make a giant-sized jukebox. All of us to make play, is it not?
I'm out of here.
Looks like Buford has enough. And this is the 5th time that Doofenshmirtz will be on the blimp. Perry the Platypus looks funky with these glasses, like a nerd.
Stuffed animal in one of those claw machine games. I mean, totally flat out ironic. Giant super claw! Inator.
We're getting another flashback sequence.
Just has rocks in it. There was an actual teddy bear. 1 3-cent coin. That's me. But then it happened. The miracle! Then, like a knight of yore, I gallantly gave the prize to my beloved mother. Turned around and gave it to my brother, Roger.
It may not be as heartbreaking as when he became a norm and losing Balloony, but this is damning. Poor Doofenshmirtz.
Write his name on the toy. And then afterwards proceed to do the same to my mother. I will wreak vengeance on my brother and take away his giant opera house. What's new with you?
Just put it there at the end.
Man, look at the coins on the floor, Candice. You should use it to buy stuff with clothes and fashion.
Wow, I've been given all this power, and how I've chosen to use it is to run through gold coins barefoot.
I'm a genius! Hammer,
Your legs do not appear to be broken.
I can be fetching hammer for myself, can I not?
She hasn't done anything yet. You have to do more to convince Phineas and Ferb to make a jukebox, as they will do it as well.
Wow, Candace really seems to be enjoying herself today.
Seems to have acquired an upper-class Drusel-Stinian speech pattern.
Looks like Ferb is getting it.
The Opera House. Woot, woot. My name is Doof, and you'll do what I say. Woot, woot. What are you doing?
Look at these toys. A monkey, a mouse, a type of thing, a rabbit. It looks very good.
Everything works with the woods. See, I'm telling you.
And the giant jukebox is done.
That same sound that was used in We Call It a Maze. And look at the giant jukebox. It looks amazing. It's nice to see Love Handle here, and also Jeremy Coltrane and his friend.
Talking funny? See ya.
Music make us better. The instrumental song is playing behind the background.
Nah, been there, done that. Candace, I need to ask you a question. Cute blonde boy with guitar. What cute blonde boy? It's pronounced, stay away from him.
Candace was fine with the princess hanging about, but until that she meets Jeremy, she's pissed.
That's enough princess for today.
And she have her vest here as it doesn't appear while she's wearing the purple dress. Look at that. How is this making any sense?
Stay away from Jeremy. Is this a giant jukebox? Stay right here. I'll be right back.
Ceremony is about to start. We go now.
And she doesn't. And overall, the giant jukebox will disappear, just as always. This is the first time we get to see the giant opera house, and it looks detailed. Look at the layers. Look at the windows. It looks very good.
Time achievements of Roger Doofenshmirtz.
Glyzerman is voiced by Gail Goulman.
Roger Doofenshmirtz, I grew up in a very different country.
Platypus, stop it. I have to put down this jukebox.
I really like how the giant jukebox is placed in the giant opera house. It looks very good as well with it.
Still, I have disrupted the ceremony.
Jukebox! It is our jukebox! Oh, this is most wonderful!
And she is pleased because she was part of it that made the giant jukebox with Phineas and Ferb.
25 American cents! Time for everybody to make play as happy dancing persons!
Oh, beautiful, kind and gentle.
We heard that song in The Best Lazy Day Ever.
Oh no, everyone is enjoying themselves. My plan has failed. Curse you, Perry the Platypus.
Oh, there you are, Perry.
I really like how Perry the Powerful parachute down as Phineas and Ferb is waiting. He's very close to blowing his cover right there. Once he goes in the tree, he becomes a platypus again.
Oh, there you are, Perry.
Really had fun with this episode, but I'm going to give the plot a 2. I really like how plot A switches as we get to see Phineas and Ferb build adventures, but not as much as Candace and the princess bond well as they switch places, as the princess working with Phineas and Ferb and his friends to build a giant jukebox, while Candace becoming the princess until she realized that she went after Jeremy, which was the reason why she stopped, and she failed to bust her brothers again. And I really like how Doof and Perry, as they don't fight as much as they're trying to pull the lever, and Doof is trying to disrupt the ceremony as his plan failed. Overall, was very good, but not quite as stunning as the other plots in this previous breakdown. Characterization, surprisingly, I'll give it a 5. I really like the princess in this. She's nice, kind, she's funny, and she's very good with the doppelganger as she gets to hang around with Phineas and Ferb, and the bonding is very well, and Candace gets to be a princess for a day. It didn't work out until she found out that the princess wanted Jeremy, and I really like how Doof and Perry interact as we get more flashback scenes of Doofenshmirtz giving the teddy bear to her mom until Roger wrote it in his name. Everyone else is very consistent in this episode. The visuals will get a 4. I really like the princess design, the jukebox, Doofenshmirtz and Perry, the flashbacks. There's a lot of good things, but it's not quite as spectacular, but overall, very good. Importance 2, entertainment 5. 18 out of 25. Less than the previous episode, but it's still very good. It's still very good, as the episode is played up to a cliche of the doppelganger, and it does very well. And now we have one more to go. The last 11-minute episode of Season 2 of Phineas and Ferb is called Candace Gets Busted. Go figure. Premiered in February the 11th, 2010 on Disney Channel US. written by Kim Robertson and Kaz. When Linda and Lawrence take a trip, they enforce Candace to be in charge of the house. Candace calls some of her friends over for a small get-together, but when things falls into uninvited guests start to participate, it isn't long before it swells into a wild party. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofer attempts to get rid of the condemnants blocking his view from the local drive-in.
Well, I think that's it.
We get to see the film Fletcher's house set in night, as most of them set on day, but this is night.
Emergency contacts and the number of the hotel we'll be staying in at the Antique Showerhead Convention. Sure, but no wild parties.
Death metal band and the fire dancers.
I like her face expression. He said, seriously, no parties, but we all know Candace is gonna do it anyway, and this episode is just hard to watch.
Not on the plane yet.
We'll be back this time tomorrow. Hi, hon. You're in charge.
Hey, Stace, what are you doing tonight? You and Jenny want to come over and just hang out? Anything crazy. Or anything at all, for that matter. Vamos.
You sure? We can make a nacho launcher.
We get to see backface Phineas with his hair facing there. That is cursed. While seeing the front side of it.
How about a wasabi slide?
No.
I would love to see, but it's such a shame we don't.
Hello?
How about a mustard go round?
Phineas!
Oh.
I think this is the first time in this breakdown we get to see Phineas Film have his own cell phone, which is cool. And I really hope Ferb does, as we don't get to see in this episode.
Where's Perry?
Come in, Agent P. We've been having some trouble with our tubes getting mixed up with the city duct system.
Well, he landed in the right place.
Hey, Googly Moogly. Well, hang tight. I'll give you your mission around the neighborhood apartment building.
Yes, I've been doing that.
Quickly.
Equipment.
Checking.
And checking.
Movie starting
moving
time.
start.
Let me tell it.
I want to tell it.
La 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 la.
I like how they're both arguing, just like the Phineas and Ferb musical clips, the countdown at time. Swampy Marsh and Dan Pomeroy, the creators of Phineas and Ferb.
Too late, I'm lucky now.
I took the liberty of bringing some DVDs.
What DVDs? You mean movies or music?
It's not a party.
For our not a party viewing.
And this will be my only big problem in this episode as we get to it.
This is my cousin, Sarah, visiting for the weekend. Is it okay if she hangs out with us too?
Sure, come on in.
Hey, aren't you Phineas and Ferb's sister?
This is Sarah, which makes her second appearance. If you want to count the production order, this is actually her first appearance, as she's voiced by Sophia Bush. And she is named after Sarah Jane Sherman, who is actually the voice director of Phineas and Ferb onwards.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
So I started picking stuff up with my feet, and I cleaned up my whole room with my feet, and I did.
Cleaning the room with your feet? I actually do that at times, but it's very difficult. It will take, forever.
Oh, it's Coltrane.
Coltrane, we're going to see him. And also, he's based around Swampy Marsh's son, Django Marsh, and he's named after Michael, who also did Kyle Draco in Milo Murphy's Law. You can hear gibberish sounds while Stacy phoning Jeremy and Coltrane.
It got cancelled. Can they come over?
Hey, what's two more?
Inviting Jeremy? Of course you have to invite Jeremy because you love him.
Not too long ago, I used to sit right over there, movie screen across the street, my own dialogue. It was fun. Sheila, I love you, defuse this bomb.
I like how Dan Pomeroy are using the Doofus voice to do impressions, which is cool.
They built a giant condominium blocking my view. I'm a condominium. I'm just standing there.
Man, Dan Pomeroy must have a lot of fun doing this impersonation.
What you're thinking, why not just move my chair over to that window? Table, too, and the lamp, and this is the only electrical out.
Or you can just go outside, just sit down and watch the movie, and get a chair.
I've invented this. The go-away animator. That building and everyone in it will instantly be transported somewhere else. One pull of this string, a site is randomly chosen, and
Man, Dan Pomeroy is really enjoying himself, just like in every episode of Phineas and Ferb as Doof. He's really playing to his strengths.
Your party?
Oh, it's not a party.
Man, why do you have to say that? It's gonna get worse by the time we get to it. Oh, and there's the same wrapper from Squirrels on my pants.
I'd love to test it out on you guys.
It's just a test. This isn't a party with a band playing.
You should have just said it's an intimate get-together instead of a party. That's gonna make it even worse, but I don't really blame them. But overall, it's gonna get even worse. The song is called Breath, as it was supposed to be in season 1, the best lazy day ever, but overall it's replaced by a different song, which was in the last episode of Make Play, but it's happening in this episode.
Just walking by and heard the music. Isn't this Phineas and Ferb's house?
The blonde woman doesn't have a name, and I'm gonna call her Charlotte, and she is voiced by Palmer Alden.
Hey, Phineas and Ferb are having a party.
She sounds like Candy Milo.
Just an intimate get-together.
And there is sassy Miss K again, and also one of Vanessa's friends from Brain Train.
It's not a party.
And your head is look like an AirPods.
Hey!
When we get our own place, it'll be like this every day.
Well, by the time you get older and have your own place, you'll be in college.
Hey, Candace.
Party. It's an intimate get-together.
Even though I love Phineas and Ferb, they just don't help in this episode at all, which is the reason why characterization is going to lose a lot of points once I get to the ratings.
Thanks so much for hosting this.
At least one bright spot is Jeremy being here.
Snacks should not be airborne.
Looks like you're going to have to clean up the mess or your parents are going to be so pissed.
The building will be relocated and I can enjoy my view. Let's savor this moment. Right now. Yes, these are the good moments, Perry the Platypus. These are the good moments.
Man, I really like how Doofenshmirtz is so happy as his plans go into accordingly, but we all know it all backfired in the end. I can see in the backgrounds there's Lace, Johnny, and Vanessa's friend. This part makes no sense. There's Miss Sassy K and the rapper from Squirrels on my pad. Miss Sassy K is right there and there. This is a mess.
I brought pork rinds.
This guy right here and this guy also appeared twice as well.
You didn't invite these people. Who are they? Now what?
Yeah! We're just eating chips at a party.
Phineas and Ferb parties rule!
My party. And it's not a party. It's an intimate get-together.
Remember what I said in this episode, things are about to get worse? It is. Johnny, where are you supposed to be?
What is my science teacher doing here?
I never miss a Phineas and Ferb party.
And yet, that's the science teacher. And also, he doesn't have a name. I'm going to call him Mr. Perkins. And he sounds like Dan Povermeyer.
But if it were a party, it would not be their party. It would be my party. It's not a party. It's an intimate get-together.
The song is called Candace Party, as it made it into the musical Clips, the countdown for number 10, the second one. And that song was also in My Love Murphy Law, as it was reused. Hey, there's Coltrane. I know this episode has a lot of negatives, but the song and the Doof Perry Platypus one isn't one.
Candace's intimate get-together.
At least he's saying intimate get-together, but Linda will probably hear something in the background, as she probably must have heard it right now.
I said don't play with the remote. One of you brought this goat.
Candace party, Candace party.
I really like the dancing and the choreography of this song.
I to the N to the T-I-M-A-T-E, get.
This banner was cut in the Arabic version is because they think intimate is actually sexual indoor, but there's actually two things that puts all intimate as I put in the screen.
To the kitchen.
Candace party, Candace party.
Danville International Airport. Haven't been there since Phineas and Ferb Christmas special in production order, but if you want to count an aerial order, this is the third time. There's that producer or director from Lights, Candace and Action.
Candace, are you having a party?
No, Mom.
Candace party, Candace party.
Shut up!
Oh shit, look what you gotten yourself into now, Candace.
I'm afraid we're gonna have to cancel our trip and head right back.
Jane?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Solid state, but this has got the tubes. Hey, you've escaped!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Out!
Party outside. It's getting hot in there.
Oh, now they're all partying in the backyard.
Candace, can you tell them to get them out? There's actually another way to get out of the backyard.
Why aren't they leaving?
Looks like Candace is gonna get her punishment. Another off front face, Phineas.
Too late, Perry the Platypus.
While it's covered, you get to see My Pants, Burbank, Stonehenge, Montevideo, Albuquerque, 3rd and May, over there and under the rug.
You can't do a thing about it.
The same divine intervention that takes things away for you guys
took the party away from me.
Well, it's either the universe or the mysterious force.
Someplace nice, I hope.
Well, obviously something's amiss.
If he didn't put it in my pants, then Candace would not have been busted, but overall, we all know it's coming back to the backyard.
Stonehenge, Burbank. My pants fused with my dry cleaning wheel. I am a dry cleaning wheel. Why do I exist?
While Doofus flip it, you can see vest, sweater, tie, skirt, jacket, different type of names. I really like how the other house's light is open as you get to see in the background. Looks very nice.
Hello, Mother, Father. What are you doing back so soon? Pretty behind me, isn't there?
Candace, I trusted you.
I didn't throw a party.
Candace party! Candace party! You're so busted.
And that's the first time she said busted to Candace in present day. And also, this is the second time she get grounded in my breakdown called Secret to Success, which I already did.
Oh, man. Hey, everybody, the Candace party is over.
Accidentally threw the most outrageous party of the summer.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you in a week.
At least Phineas feels bad for Candace, and at least he respects her and then doesn't laugh at her and say, haha, you got busted. But overall, I really like that part. But Phineas and Ferb didn't help at all to try and get rid of the people who trying to make the party.
You are, Perry.
Totally. A platypus would have put it over the edge.
Platypus has tied me up in my own pants.
The point where that is not a strange sentence to me.
Neither do I, Vanessa. Neither do I.
I'm your daughter. I will stop being sarcastic and untie you.
Man, I really like how Dan Provenance doing an impersonation of Doofenshmirtz as himself. As plot B is better than plot A. The last 11-minute episode of Phineas and Ferb that I'm gonna do for the ratings. I know people are gonna criticize me, but overall, even though it's very interesting with the Candace party and all of that, I'm gonna give the plot a 1. Plot B is better than plot A once again, just like in Brain Drain. I really like how Doofenshmirtz trying to get rid of the building so he can watch 3 movies, as Perry the Platypus fought him, as it goes towards his pants. Well, the same people that were in Candace's party are in Doofenshmirtz's pants, and Perry the Platypus hit the reverse switch button to make sure that Candace gets busted. Even though I like Candace party and all of that, the plot was just, it was so hard to watch, and Candace getting busted, she does, but it's not much of it. Even though I like to see Jeremy and the others as well, I'm going to give the characterization a 2. The only good thing about the characterization is Perry and Doof. I really like the dynamic together, as Doof is doing impression, which is very, very well done. And Perry the Platypus, as usual, as we get to see Vanessa in the end, as we get to see Jeremy and Stacy, as they don't do anything to help Candace to stop the party, as they let this happen. And I love Phineas and Ferb. They don't do the same thing either, which makes it even worse. Yes, the characterization is still there, but they don't do it as much as it is, which is going to get a low score. The visuals is a 3. There are a lot of good visuals like Perry and Doof, the NAR, the building, Candace party of the song, and people being there. That is very cool. But sure, an example with the same character that appear from this scene to that scene, which is a mess. And overall, there are some good scenes, but overall, it's not quite as stunning as the other episode, but it's far from the worst. But overall, it's very underwhelming. Importance is a 2, only for the Doof plotline and Candace party, and the episode for the bad and eternal, the worst. While entertainment is a 4. That leaves off with a 12 out of 25. I used to think this episode was meh, but I disliked this episode way more than I thought. I'm just disappointed it was the season finale of season 2 of Phineas and Ferb. I'm just glad I didn't do Summer Belongs to You and Roller Coaster the musical, because that felt like a finale's better than this. Overall, a great season, ended with disappointing towards the end, but overall it's still fantastic. If you like Candace Gets Busted, put in the comments down below and give me your opinions. Let's move on to our final thoughts. In Split Personality, storyboard is by Aliki Theophilopoulos, who actually did the episode of it, and you can find her videos on YouTube. And she also did other storyboard in her website, which you can find. In The Secret to Success, Perry the Platypus using metal tubes similar to what Jaws did in James Bond. In Doof's Side of the Moon, Phineas said, "On the moon."
That's one small step for Ferb, one giant building for Danville.
That's based on what Neil Armstrong said when he was the first man on the moon. A couple of days ago, I did 3 polls on which episode out of the 2 is better, and many people said it's the lemonade stand. Without a shadow of a doubt, the gimmick between Perry and Doofenshmirtz is fantastic, and Candace thinking about Stacy as she regretted her action is very well done. And of course, the Hawaiian Vacation Part 2 is better. I really like how Phineas and Ferb helped Candace to throw that thing into the volcano as it plays into funny gimmicks. And I really like Doof and Perry more with the interaction together on the beach, which is very fun. I know many people said, should Perry the Platypus have a girlfriend? And a lot of people said no. Obviously, because Perry the Platypus doesn't need to have a girlfriend in his life. He's just as badass as a platypus, Agent P. As I approach the last 2 episodes, which are special, Summer Belongs to You and Roller Coaster the Musical. Out of the 2 episodes, which episode that you looking forward to most? Summer Belongs to You or Roller Coaster the Musical? Let me know in the community tab when it goes live. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I fell down this hill. Now I got glue on my hands and I got records on my fingers. Records on my fingers, I got records on my fingers, and I just can't stop. Don't stop. I can't stop.